Do you think that he and Vanessa will go the distance and get married? Not yet, just eventually.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, G. Love you, girl, but it ain't happening.
And I feel like whoever was in charge of getting Nikki Blonsky media training, yeah, they forgot. They maybe called in sick that day.
The biggest cautionary tale in Hollywood is Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. If you ever get the opportunity to be plucked from obscurity and be in a major studio, big budget film with big Hollywood actors, don't fight that random black family at the Turks and Caicos airport, especially if you know your family says racist things, because that's not just a random black family. That's Bianca from America's Next Top Model Cycle 9.
Hey guys, it's Briar and let's chat about it. So as we know on this channel, I reserve the right to have a silly one every now and again. And today's video is like a silly, chaotic, but also kind of serious one. And that is because we are going to be going on a trip. Yes, pack your bags, grab a snack, because we are going on a trip down memory lane to revisit the chaotic celebrity lore that was Nikki Blonsky during her rise and introduction to stardom with the movie musical Hairspray in 2007. Because recently the internet has decided to go on this trip down memory lane, and well, it has been even more chaotic than we even remembered. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around and let's get into it. Now I feel like the reason that the internet was reminded about Nikki Blonsky and Hairspray is just as chaotic in of itself, because Vogue and Gigi Hadid decided to do a Tracy Turnblad inspired look for Gigi's cover shoot for her April issue. I'm guessing it's maybe because it's Gigi's birthday's in April, I think. But either way, Gigi said as a model she feels like a performer and she really relates to these big icons from movies and musicals like The Wizard of Oz and Tracy from Hairspray. So that's really what inspired the look for the shoot. And this could really be a conversation in of itself, but maybe another time. But the whole reason that this even caught traction is because the main point around Tracy and like the reason why it's so crazy that she's given a chance to fill a spot on a TV show because a girly pop is going on leave for 9 months. No further questions, Your Honor. Nothing suspicious when we're going on here, no, is because she's not conventionally good looking. The reason that Link is flirting with her and gets feelings for her, the reason that that is crazy is because Tracy is not your standard popular girl. She's not a Victoria's Secret supermodel. She's not a Gigi Hadid. And like, I'm pretty sure we've all seen Gigi Hadid. I might have even put a picture in. How do I describe it? Gigi Hadid is beautiful. Gigi Hadid is very conventionally good looking. So a lot of people were just like, I get the concept and like love the hair, but I'm just wondering if that's a character you should portray when you don't really have the set of skills to portray it. The whole story wouldn't exist about Tracy if she looked like Gigi. Like everyone's jaw would stay in place if someone like Gigi Hadid got the spot singing and dancing on the show in Hairspray. But anyway, I digress. This whole situation got the internet just having a gas bag about Gigi and Hairspray, and we really just kind of had a collective wasn't that a crazy movie? And more importantly, if 2 + 2 is 4, what happened to the main character that played Tracy, Nikki Blonsky? And it felt like at that moment we all kind of like looked around and was like, was what happened back then in 2007 real? Was that true? Like, we all experienced those events as children, so we never really processed it. We never really had the full bandwidth to comprehend the chaos that was Nikki, the press, the movie, and her ultimate cancellation. So we kind of all looked around and were like, I think it's time. I think it's time to go on a trip down memory lane and just like really process this whole situation for the first time as adults. So that's what we all decided to do. Now, if you didn't have taste in 2007, or I don't know, maybe you were a baby and you didn't watch the movie Hairspray and you don't know who Nikki Blonsky is, allow me to introduce you, shall I, doll? Nikki Blonsky, Scorpio, take that for what you will, born November 9th, 1988. And look, as we all know, I'm really bad at math, but my brain is telling me that means she was 17-ish when filming, and then 18 in 2007 when the movie was released in July of 2007, because July comes before November, if I'm not mistaken. But that means that Nikki was barely an adult when this movie came out. And I think what is even more important about this is that if you look at the movie poster, it's got all the big stars named, doll, and don't worry, we'll get to them. But it says, and introducing Nikki Blonsky, because this was Nikki's first big role. The movie Hairspray was her first big role into stardom. They literally just took a girly pop from New York and was like, they gave her, it was life imitating art. She and Tracy, they were having like, it was a mirroring, it was beautiful. You know, she got thrust into stardom in the same way that Tracy did in the movie. And I feel like one of the reasons that this is so crazy is because the rest of the cast for Hairspray was incredibly famous and established. Oh, want me to read a couple of names for you, shall I? Have you ever heard of John Travolta? Michelle Pfeiffer, Christopher Walken, Amanda Bynes, James Marsden, Brittany Snow, Zac Efron, and then introducing Nikki Blonsky. There's probably other people I've forgotten too. Aside from Nikki, everybody else was very established, was very famous, Ariana Grande successful, and just looking back, it's a very interesting choice that they chose to make it that Tracy was an introducing breakout star. And look, how would I describe the movie Hairspray to someone that's never seen it? I guess the best way to describe it is that it's just very camp. John Travolta plays Tracy's mum, for example. The poster's rainbow colored. It's very extra, over the top, musical, fun, colorful, crazy, like cheesy, goofy, silly, enough adjectives for you, maybe, I don't know, but it's just a very fun, silly, but also kind of outrageous movie. And let me tell you this for nothing, we ate that shit up in 2007. We were like, I'm obsessed with this movie, and therefore the movie was incredibly successful. I mean, it did also come from a musical, like a Broadway musical, so like, you know, kind of giving Wicked vibes, so, you know, like that, but for 2007. So it was very, like, it had a lot of excitement around it. A lot of people loved it. We ate it up. We were full. No crumbs were left. It was a lovely time to be, like 2007. What a time to be alive, am I right? And obviously, with any successful movie comes press and interviews and having the cast go out and talk and sell the movie and say, well, it was so fun and we should watch it and be excited for it. And I feel like whoever was in charge of getting Nikki Blonsky media training, because, you know, she's surrounded by established stars who probably have already had media training. Yeah, they forgot. They maybe called in sick that day. I don't know what happened, but Nikki definitely was not prepared to go out and give like silly, witty, funny retorts in interviews to get people excited. And I'm not saying that everything that she said was crazy, but a lot of things that she did say were pretty out of pocket. Like, there was no inside thoughts. No inside thoughts allowed. Everyone got to hear what she was thinking. So let's simply just watch some of these interviews, shall we?
But I think Nikki has been ready for this since she was from the womb. I think she came out Tracy. Honestly, you have no idea. This girl is she's magic, and it comes through in the movie. She's Tracy. It's great.
You totally are. I mean, when you go on set, I mean, this is a whole new experience. You get on with these people who, you know, done it a few times.
Probably learned the most by talking to this guy and working with him. I mean, he's incredible. Just the way he works and the way he handles himself. He's such a professional. So I truly, he's an inspiration.
Am I in John's seat? I think I'm in John's seat.
Stop it. No, you're in Zach's seat.
Come on. I mean, you guys were awesome together. And did you not melt when you did that link wink?
Yes, I melted to the floor.
I don't know where that came from.
We'd have so much fun.
Yeah, we would have a blast, especially if Nikki did it. We could have so much fun with that. We could play around.
I think the whole cast should just be transferred to the stage. Don't you think?
Maybe just for like 2 nights.
2 nights.
Have fun with that.
That'd be
really
incredible.
all that work. For
I
like
would
3
be there
nights.
for sure. Okay.
Now that interview, I must say, is probably one of the most tame ones, but I wanted to show it to you guys to really set the scene, because I don't know if you guys picked up on the vibe, because it was definitely feeling very flirty with Nikki and Zach. I feel like Zach knows that Nikki has a crush on him and he kind of is playing into it, but I don't know, I could be wrong. He could have just been a flirty guy. I mean, he was the heartthrob of 2007. You can only imagine what that would do to a man's head. He's getting congratulations for being able to do a silly little wink. So that interview in of itself, not that crazy. However, they definitely escalated, and it definitely became like very clear, if you're like, maybe she has like a crush on him, maybe it's a bit flirty, to being like, oh yeah, no, she definitely this is definitely very flirty.
If you're to date anyone in the cast of Hairspray, who would it be and why? Oh man, put me on the spot here. Oh man. You know what? I do have to say, I think me and Nikki got a thing. I don't know what it is. But, she was so easy to work with. We didn't rehearse that kiss. It was all natural. Was it natural? All natural. How natural? Like natural enough to kiss again on television, or not that natural? Whoa! I don't know. Up to you here. A quick one? All right. Let's do it, Tracy. Come on, baby.
They used to not give a fuck when they were doing press tours. When I was 7 years old, I thought that Zac Efron was cheating on Vanessa Hudgens for Nikki. What I've learned, obviously now, is they will do anything to promote that mother, because the way they were shipping them together. Nikki Blonsky was like a brand new actress into the industry. She probably really thought her and Zac Efron were about to date.
Zach is one of my best friends in the whole world.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Okay, let's get serious now.
Do you think that he and Vanessa will go the distance and get married? Not yet, just eventually.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, G. Love you, girl, but it ain't happening. It's just, you want the truth. It's the truth.
I'm sorry to hear that, too.
Sorry, Hollywood. I know him real well. I love him real well. But
Oh, you're a good, funny girl.
So yeah, and look, I don't blame 18-year-old Nikki for having a crush on Zac Efron in 2007. Like, who didn't, to be honest? I'm not sure if Briar did, to be honest, though. I think, I don't know, I never liked the pretty guys. Take that for what you will, but I totally get the hype. I'm not saying that he wasn't a good-looking guy. And I feel like a lot of people on reflection are like, if Zac Efron was behaving like that towards me, I would have acted a lot worse. Like this video, for example, has nearly 5 million views, and I feel like it's because it really resonated with the people.
I can hear the bells.
And one of the top comments is, literally tried to explain Nikki Blonsky to my husband and said, in her defense, if I kissed Link Larkin, I'd act way worse. Link Larkin is obviously the character that Zach played. And I think when you watch it back, you're just like, it feels like no one told Nikki that this is what they do to promote a movie. Like, it feels like nobody let her in on the secret that to promote a movie and to get everyone excited and to say that the chemistry was really good, you have to behave a way impressed. You want to act like this. Like, people don't want to see a Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick situation. Like, it's just that kind of, actually, well, to be fair, that probably will get people watching the movie, but for a different reason. But I think especially back then when we didn't have social media, like, these press tours were really everything. They were giving us the information. They were telling us, oh, there's a lot of chemistry, there's sparks flying between Nikki and Zach, so we have to watch the movie. And look, I would have watched the movie regardless. We had it on DVD. I watched that movie so many times, but definitely back in the day, it was a really popular thing to do, to have that kind of chemistry and them behaving that way. But it's kind of sad when you watch and it just feels like no one told Nikki that Zach is acting and Zach is trying to sell a movie. And look, ultimately she was right. Zach didn't marry Vanessa. He did not marry Vanessa Hudgens. Baby V, baby come back. Did anyone else listen to Baby V, or was that just me? I love that music. You know, it's kind of like a wrong clock is right twice a day. Like, it was very clear she didn't think they were going to work out because she thought she was going to be Mrs. Efron. Clearly, I'm the girl for him. As you can see in the press tour, we have a lot of chemistry. This is literally just a girly pop, no media training, no nothing. She was just a girl from New York, and now she's put into stardom. How else would you expect someone to behave, to be honest? And I honestly don't feel like those interviews in of itself were the reason that Nikki ended up being cancelled. Like, yeah, it was a bit messy. You know, she was 18. It sold tickets. Like, that in of itself wasn't the reason she got cancelled. The reason she got cancelled was so out of pocket and left field. I don't think anyone saw it coming, to be honest, because literally a year later, so the movie is released July 2007, in July 2008, Nikki is caught on video being racist and abusive towards a model at an airport. And instead of me trying to explain it, I think I'll just show you guys the TMZ video, and then crazily the girl that she got into a fight with was on the Tyra Banks show and talked about it. So let's just see what happened and how it escalated so quickly that Nikki was truly cancelled just as quickly and aggressively as she was thrown into stardom.
No, Bianca was in a fight in the airport. Make sure I'm correct. Right. In the airport in Turks and Caicos, which is an island in the Caribbean, with the star from Hairspray, the movie. What's her name again?
Nikki Blonsky.
Okay, so you were in a fight with her, and I heard about it. I panicked. I was like, what is my top model girl doing? Fighting in the airport? So tell me, what happened in the airport?
So my family's from Turks and Caicos, and my grandfather was dying. Well, he passed away. But at the time he was dying, and we went down to have a big family reunion to see him before he passed away. So we had an amazing time. Everything was fine. We were coming back to the States, and we were in Provo in the airport. And I walked in the middle of everything, which was, the seats are really close where you sit at. And Nikki Blonsky, who I had no idea who she was at all, no idea. And she was sitting there, and her family was a lot of them, and they were acting very posh, like, excuse me, no one next to us, please. But I had no idea who she was, and she was very rude to my aunt. My aunt had 2 babies in her arm, and she told my aunt, you can leave, like, you can go away. And I was really upset by that because, you know, my aunt and I are really close.
I can say you're upset right now?
Yeah, I am upset right now because this is the first time I'm talking about it with the public. So I sat down next to her, and I was talking to my brother, and she turns to me and says, you need to mind your business. You don't know what's going on. And I got really defensive, and I said, excuse me, like, who are you talking to? And she went off, and there was a lot of words exchanged, and we were arguing with each other. But my mom had came over, and she was like, guys, you need to calm down. You realize you're in the airport. And before my mom could walk away from us, her father, who I didn't know was her father at the time.
Nikki's father?
Nikki's father came, and he punched my mom.
What?
He, like, knocked her out. And would you guys
knocked her out?
Knocked her out. The seats are really close, and there were tons of bags everywhere. And the way he got over the bags and everything, and hit my mom with like such force, she stumbled back. And when she stumbled back, their whole family got up and attacked my mom, and they all started punching her, kicking her, and I'm standing there. At the time, I was still sitting down next to Nikki. This is how fast it happened. Still sitting down next to Nikki, and I look at her, and she takes her foot and just like kicks my mom. And that's when my mom like fell out completely, and both the families were arguing, and it was like a scene out of a movie.
So like I said in the beginning, there are definitely serious aspects to this story, and that is truly like inexcusable, unforgivable, disgusting behavior. And as you can imagine, being a racist asshole is enough to get you kicked out of Hollywood. Like, no one wants to work with you. That's like disgusting, especially with the movie that she's coming from, and like Hairspray, how it touches on all of those things that happened back in the day. And it was just not on. No one was having it. It was over Brett Burrito for Nikki just as quickly as it started. And like I said, we all pretty much forgot about her. Like, we all moved on. We didn't really keep up. Like, she never really got another big role again. And so obviously when this all came back up and people were like, so what did she end up doing? Like, what happened to her? What did she do for the past however many years it's been? 18 years? Surely not. Scary. What has she been up to? What did she end up doing? Like, she got cancelled, rightfully so, and just fell off. Like, now that we're all here in the year that is 2025, we were all kind of like wondering, so what did she do? Like, what did she get up to in all of this time? So let's watch a couple of videos to see what Nikki was up to over the years.
So I never thought I would see the day that there was a Nikki Blonsky resurgence in pop culture and on the internet, but that is exactly what's happening with her cameos and people talking about them on TikTok. So of course now I need to talk about Nikki Blonsky and mostly her activity on Twitter back in the day, because it is something that I still think about like so frequently, because she started out every tweet with, "Hi, I'm Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray." Like this one at Lady Gaga. "Hi, I'm Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. Just want to tell you I love you and your music and all you stand for. I live in NYC too. Hope to meet you." And if you think I'm kidding, no. Like literally she would tweet at celebrities every single day. Like she was working with Lily Collins on this movie. "Hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. Looking forward to working with you on The English Teacher." At Bruno Mars. "Hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. I saw you perform at the Teen Choice Awards. I love your music. You're the real deal, man. XOXO." And more importantly, we have to talk about this TMZ headline that came out of Nikki Blonsky beating up Bianca Golden from America's Next Top Model at the airport that said Blonsky's mom, she couldn't stop the beat, which of course is a nod to Hairspray. But this is so foul. This headline is absolutely crazy. But my all-time favorite Nikki Blonsky tweet is this one where she tweeted her in business casual saying, "Okay, Congress, I'm so excited. Let's get this discussion started." But she did not start this with, "Hi, it's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray," because at this point she meant business. Like she was getting into the government and she was ready to chat.
I lie awake at night thinking about Nikki Blonsky's Instagram story where she was in this West Virginia hotel. Let's revisit it together.
Oh, it is Nikki. I am finishing day 3 of CausaCon. It's been amazing. West Virginia, you've taken such good care of me. I love you all. But they went above me. I mean, this place is just mind-blowing. That's amazing. I think everybody needs a TV that big. I'm just saying. Beautiful artwork on the walls. And then you come over. Then you do this. And you look out the window to gorgeous West Virginia. Oh my God, look at those mountains. It's so...
Blonsky's digital footprint is fascinating. Flashback Friday is also Freaky Friday in my book. LOL, don't worry, I was filming a movie. I'm very fortunate to have fans who make me such amazing art. Thank you. This photo of her and Katya at DragCon. T at Amanda Bynes. "Hey girl, I texted you, hit me back. Live you boo. When you write me on Twitter and I ignore you, it's because I plan on ignoring you on Twitter and in life forever." Real ones remember when this was posted. "Shaken what my mama gave me. I guess you really can't stop the beat, LOL." And last but not least, this reel.
I've never been more proud to have played Tracy Turnblad. Good morning, Baltimore. As Tracy Turnblad says, get up off your father's lap and do something. Without love, life's like the seasons in the summer. I'm not Tracy Turnblad. I'm Nikki Blonsky. But Tracy and I believe the same thing. You can't stop another that. I'm not a queen. I'm not. I'm just a person with a decent heart. Nicest kids in town. That's all I have to say. Good morning, Baltimore. Good morning, Baltimore.
While she was cancelled from the mainstream, she definitely didn't let it stop her living her life, live, laugh, loving, posting crazy, silly, goofy Instagram posts throughout the years. But another thing that came to light that Nikki has been up to in all of this time, and assumingly how she makes some, side ka-ching, is by doing like $20 cameos, which is, if you didn't know, where you can request a celebrity to make a video for you or for someone at a price. And so obviously like big celebrities, they cost a lot of money, but there's a lot of like random celebrities, cancelled celebrities in this case, that do get the request. And I think a lot of people just do the $20 for them because it's like such a crazy and random thing to do that they're just like, I'm willing to pay the $20 to see what kind of a cameo I will get. So a lot of people were posting their cameos to TikTok in this collective remembrance of what Nikki was up to since she got cancelled. So let's watch some of the cameos.
Hey Ryan, it's Nikki Blonsky here, and I heard that you're one of the nicest kids in town, and I also just wanted to pop in and wish you a very happy new year. Yes, a very happy and healthy 2025 to you. I think you know what I'm about to sing. You can. Sheila McGreevy, it's Nikki Blonsky. How you doing? So Maureen told me that your high school graduation is coming up and you're attending Catholic University this fall. Well, good luck. Good for you. I'm super proud of you. You should be very proud of all your hard work. Hi, Riley. It's Nikki Blonsky, and well, I
I am just popping in, my friend, to remind you that you are never without love. Life's like the seasons with no summer without love. Hi, Paulina and Kevin. It's Nikki Blonsky, and I heard from Madison that you two are some of the nicest kids in town, but I heard that you're two of the busiest kids in town because you are about to open a huge production of Cinderella.
The biggest cautionary tale in Hollywood is Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. If you ever get the opportunity to be plucked from obscurity and be in a major studio, big budget film with big Hollywood actors, don't fight that random black family at the Turks and Caicos airport, especially if you know your family says racist things, because that's not just a random black family. That's Bianca from America's Next Top Model Cycle 9, and it's going to become news, and it's going to ruin your career. And here, 20 years later, on an app that didn't even exist at the time, people are exposing the fact that they paid you money to do cameo videos for them, to sing songs under false pretenses because none of them are actually your fans, and nobody actually liked you. That is the most disturbing career trajectory I've ever seen in my entire life. I knew that Nikki Blonsky was just a little bit touched when she did a hotel room tour, and she said that they provided her favorite water, and it was Aquafina. She said that Aquafina was her favorite water. Nikki Blonsky became delusional by getting it too fast. Jennifer Lewis said that. She said the elevator to success is broken. Take the stairs, because look at the people who got it fast. And that person she was talking about was Nikki Blonsky. I'm making that up. She wasn't talking about Nikki Blonsky because Nikki Blonsky is not on Jennifer Lewis's mind at all. But it's still true. Do not do what Nikki Blonsky did. Don't take the Nikki Blonsky route. You got to be on your best behavior.
And honestly, I feel like he summed up the situation pretty well. And it is kind of sad when you think about the fact that Nikki and her career and these cameos have gotten to the fact where it's like, people are not laughing with you, they're laughing at you, and they're doing it because it's funny, and they're like, oh, it's just $20, like I'm happy to spend that money to get a crazy and unhinged cameo from Nikki. And it truly is a cautionary tale, and it's just like, well, yes, I know it's been a long time since 2008. It's firstly definitely not my place to decide if we should forgive her, but it's hard to even tell like what her beliefs and perceptions are. Obviously people can grow and change, but where Nikki is now, it's just like she's a meme, she's a joke. Like a lot of people are comparing her to Baby Reindeer with Zac Efron, comparing footage of the Baby Reindeer lady to Nikki Blonsky in the way that she was obsessed with him.
Do you think that he and Vanessa will go the distance and get married? Not yet, just eventually.
No.
You ever in love with him?
Yes. Is that a serious question?
Yeah.
No.
And honestly, I feel like once the internet had kind of done this collective revisit of Nikki Blonsky and the absolute like peak and fall of her career, I feel like we were all just kind of standing around at the end like, okay, actually reflecting on it and seeing everything that she's done since. It's even crazier than we remembered, and it's even more chaotic. And if you told me that these were true events, I would not have believed you. Now, if you couldn't believe it, it did get a little bit more crazy because Nikki has actually now increased her cameo prices to over $100. I guess, you know, business moves, supply and demand, but just have a look at this video to show that she's increased her prices.
Y'all see what y'all did? Why Nikki Blonsky charging $100+ for them videos? Woke up today. It was $20 a week ago. I saw it a week ago, and I was going to get it. I got 3 friends that are about to do shows. I was going to be like, spend a little $60, get them all Nikki Blonsky. Not anymore. Fuck that. I knew I should have pressed the button when I looked at it. But y'all don't let this woman get in her head. Now you can't stop it, Neverland. And y'all eating it up. What a shame. Get your check, I guess, Nikki.
And I mean, it's really not surprising. I feel like most people, especially if they need the money from Cameo to get by, like it's really not surprising to me that she would increase the price, because this is definitely like a flash in the pan of the internet remembering her, and so she's obviously trying to make the most of it. But I really do not think we are seeing the resurgence of Nikki, of like a new era for her. Like, you know, everyone's rooting for like Amanda Bynes to have a resurgence, and everyone was obsessed when Lindsay Lohan did, but I don't feel like people feel that way after going down memory lane and revisiting Nikki. And I feel like the biggest reason is honestly because because there has been no apology or kind of accountability or like explicit showing of growth about what she did, and just honestly and frankly being violent and racist. You're going to have to do some serious work to prove to the public that you're no longer that person, and I feel like the public just hasn't got that on the revisit on watching what she's been up to since. If anything, we were just like, wow, she's really gone on like a bajillion random strange side quests, and it really hasn't brought her back into the public eye in like an endearing, like, let's bring back Nikki, let's see her in another movie musical, except they won't tell us it's a musical until you get into the cinema, and then you sit down and you've got your popcorn and your ice cream, and that's when you find out that it's a movie musical. A movesicle, if you will. But no one's really asking for that. I haven't seen anyone being like, bring back Nikki, justice for Nikki, because it's just, the energy's not there. No one feels that. No one's asking for it, and I'm sure in time she'll have to bring her prices down on Cameo back to $20, because as the internet does and does, we move on. But yes, that was the crazy, chaotic celebrity lore of Nikki Blonsky, and I guess how Vogue and Gigi Hadid reminded us of this chaotic lore. But yes, if you guys have anything else to add to the story that I missed out, let us know in the comments down below. You guys always have the greatest thoughts and opinions, so if you have any, let me know in the comments down below. My dogs know my outro, so they're getting excited. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. If you stay till the end, you are a real one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with me between my uploads, I'm on TikTok and Instagram, and I'll link my vlog channel down below. And YouTube should be recommending another one of my videos on the screen right now, but don't you worry guys, because I'm not funny there either. Bye!